Alright, hey guys, Blood Moon Bobby here with another trailer reaction, and today the Hey Arnold Jungle Movie trailer has come out. Or I should say the second trailer for the Hey Arnold Jungle Movie. So, do I start with giving my thoughts on Hey Arnold? I mean, I remember when I did the Comic-Con trailer, I basically said, it was a pretty good show. I came across it kind of late. I didn't see it when I was a kid. I actually saw Hey Arnold, just in passing. I don't remember what was the exact reason why I saw it. I just remember I heard about the movie, which was not exactly the best start, and then I got into watching the TV show, and I realized it was one of the best Nicktoons from the 90s. I definitely really liked the show. I think it helped that I saw it kind of late because it let me get into the emotional problems of the characters a lot more. Like, Hey Arnold is like a comedy, I would say 50% of the time, but its characters, the problems they face, some of them, they sound kind of cliche, but the heart of the characters and just how likable they are make it so, and you can really get into them. And also, like, when I say emotional problems, I mean things like, the bully Helga kind of being super conflicted with Arnold, like treating him like a bully but being secretly in love. I mean, things like that feel like, pretty legit. And I really relate to, like, her parental problems. And then you have other really good characters like Harold, who, he's kind of a bully, but he has a good heart. And deep down, how can I put this? There's kind of, an unconfident side to Harold. And then other great characters, Arnold's grandparents. Which, speaking of his grandparents, the idea of the Jungle Movie is, at long last, Arnold's gonna be going into the jungle because it's where he believes his parents were. In case you don't know, the reason why he lives with his grandparents are that his parents got called back to the jungle to help out with things, but they haven't come back since. So I remember in the TV series he finds a map, and that gives a hint that it's the map to his parents. And they tried to make the movie, but I think it was because of the failure of the first Hey Arnold movie, which, yeah, that movie was pretty mediocre. They decided not to go forward with this, but this is something I think a lot of fans have been waiting for, because it's funny, like, Arnold himself, he's a likable kid. He helps people with their problems, but I wouldn't call him the most interesting character. But I will say I do get into his, how sad he feels that, his parents haven't come back. I mean, just, I guess just as a kid who was raised all his life with, mom and dad, just like, most of you guys, it sucks to hear when a character didn't have that throughout the majority of his childhood. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much they'll reveal. I'm even wondering, is Helga gonna confess her love to Arnold in this movie? I know it's not the main point, but still, I know they kind of did it in the movie, but then Helga just went back to, treating, Arnold like, she treated him like a bully. So, yeah, it's interesting to see, and without further ado, let's get into the trailer.
Arnold!
Hey, Arnold!
Hey, Arnold!
Arnold!
Arnold! Arnold! Arnold!
This is Arnold.
Come on, Abner.
More detailed animation.
That is not okay. He's never left his neighborhood.
Kid.
My parents. I wonder if I'll ever find them.
Until now.
Get ready for even more exciting news. A class trip to San Lorenzo!
Isn't it the same San Lorenzo where your parents disappeared? It's almost like this is designed for you.
This Thanksgiving.
Going through the jungle. Don't catch malaria, or hookworm, or tennis elbow, or itchy armpit, or elephantitis.
Oh, his grandparents aren't coming. What happened to Eugene?
What do we do now?
In the Nickelodeon original TV movie event, friendships will be tested.
We're shipwrecked and lost!
Curly.
Way to go, Arnold!
I'm sorry.
Secrets will be revealed.
You truly must be chosen, Arnold.
Why can't I ever be the chosen one?
Bathrooms will be needed.
Gateway! Emergency!
This is no ordinary field trip.
We're
literally up the river without a stinking paddle!
It's the adventure
There's a boat coming!
of a lifetime.
Hold on
What's
tight.
with the close-ups? Poor Eugene's going to be bloated throughout the special visit.
I'm okay!
Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie. The Nickelodeon original movie premieres this Thanksgiving weekend.
Is there a toilet on this boat?
Okay, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, it is so weird how, like, I am not a fan of Chosen One stories. I mean, I shouldn't say not a fan, it's just that I find them really cliche. And yeah, I mean, how can I put this? I mean, I know I said earlier I don't find Arnold to be the most interesting character, but I still find him likable. There's something about that where I can actually tolerate. Maybe because I'm able to get into, like, you know, that, you know, he has a kind heart, but there is, you know, something that's missing, and that his parents, I mean, I shouldn't make it sound like his parents are like a big deal throughout the original series. It wasn't. That was the case in a couple episodes. Like, I think the better way to put it is, I like this character, and because of that, it sucks to hear that, you know, he hasn't seen his parents throughout the majority of his life. So, yeah, I mean, the character, it feels like an updated version of Hey Arnold. What, you know, is there anything better that I can say than that? I mean, it was a pretty entertaining trailer, especially, I'm surprised his grandparents aren't coming. I know some people will say, well, they're old people, but still, you know, if, you know, he's going to be bumping into his parents, wouldn't he want them to come along? But, you know, I guess. And yeah, it just, you know, feels pretty much, I mean, I know I'm going to keep saying the updated version of Hey Arnold, but, you know, I'm excited to see what comes of this movie. What else could I say? As I stare at my video light. I mean, this is, like, you know, I guess I'll talk about more about how Nickelodeon seems to be making TV movies of their older shows, because let's be honest, Nick hasn't been in the best place for, like, the last decade. I mean, they have shows like The Loud House, which I think is okay, but just go watch Velasky Bum's video on The Loud House, and that would explain why I don't get into it quite as much. But, yeah, their shows are definitely no longer as good as the, you know, the days of the Rugrats and the Avatars. I know some people say, well, you're just old, and, you know, you just outgrew the channel, but it's like, those shows weren't just, you know, the poo-poo jokes and the really cliched stuff the current Nickelodeon has. So, I think they're acknowledging that, and it's the kind of thing I want to see, you know, like Cartoon Network do. Well, in their case, it's more, I wish they gave more like, you know, better content, like things like Infinity Train, but even, like, if they were to do something like a TV, if they did TV movies on things like, I know there's one for Billy and Mandy coming out, but, you know, really good shows like, I don't want to say the original Powerpuff Girls, but if they were to do, I know there was the Galactic Kids Next Door, for instance, you know, because the thing about these cartoon channels is, yes, their primary audience is the kids, but once in a while they should at least, you know, acknowledge the older fans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying, you know, oh, reboot Ed, Edd n Eddy, which I wasn't really a fan of Ed, but maybe like a Camp Lazlo or Foster's. I'm not saying reboot those. I'm just saying maybe once in a while acknowledge, you know, that there is a fan base of older kids, and they are, you know, willing to pay. Well, I shouldn't say pay, but they are willing to, you know, give in the ratings, you know. I mean, I think that's why, in the case of Cartoon Network, they rebooted the Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans with Teen Titans Go, because, yes, those are more meant for kids, but they thought they could take, you know, the adults along, and the problem is, it wasn't good enough for either audience. I mean, Teen Titans Go still hit with kids, but I mean, things like the Powerpuff Girls just wasn't, so, yeah, I mean, admittedly, this trailer didn't really give too many details, aside from they are using an updated animation style, and, you know, it's kind of an adventure. This is probably what the original Hey Arnold movie should have been, because the first Hey Arnold movie was just, you know, a typical little guy versus corporate kind of story, and that was really boring. So I really wish this was the original movie. So I don't know, maybe Nick wanted that original Hey Arnold movie out there, or I'm not really sure. But I am glad they're making this. It looks fun. It looks just like the first or the original Hey Arnold series. I'm a little surprised they didn't at least hint, although, you know, it's kind of obvious that we will see their parents, but, you know, some more details other than, hey, he's going to the jungle and he's probably going to meet his parents. But at the same time, you know, it is, you know, a relative... Well, actually, no, this is coming out next month, so it's not really a trailer. This is pretty close to when the movie itself is coming out, so... But I guess, you know, they are doing the good thing trailers should do, and that is not to give too many details away. So we'll just have to see where it all adds up when the movie comes out this Thanksgiving. So, alright guys, please like or dislike this video. And please subscribe to Blood Moon Bobby. I'm looking forward to this movie. Are you? Tell me in the comments. Do you guys want to know if Helga and Arnold will get together in this movie? I'm personally not really sure because I kind of like the idea of the secret crush. But yeah, I'd like to see what you guys have to say. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.